and then I've tried different techniques, different things, like trying to talk to my sensor, like release your me, like, so I can see more, all the techniques that I've heard, that it always goes back to you're okay, and I asked Wayne about it, and he said, you're fine. So I kind of just go back to just what, it's okay, like whatever. If I'm not, or if I am, it's not, it's okay. It's just focus on, this reality, focus on becoming more aware and contributing, do something, and just keep that focus up, and you'll be fine, whether you have experiences or not. I'm amazed that Kevin and some of you all that have so many experiences. It's incredible. It's wonderful to hear them. That we're all going about this in a different way. Approaching this business in a different way. So whatever we've decided, that's what we've decided. So be okay.
For me, it's all about the infusion or the interjection of the personal self. It's always important, if you want to have your real side experiences and you want to remember them and recall them on waking, you very much have to keep the personal self out of it as much as possible. I mean, obviously, if you are sitting or immersed in your personal self, the real side will very much reflect that, and you will be in an extension of your personal self, and you'll have your little bubble realities on the real side according to what you are focusing on through your personal self. And obviously then the same holds true with your real awareness. As you put your personal self aside and place your intent with your real awareness and your process, then the real side will start to reflect that also, and you will have far more awareness bolstering experiences, for the real side always reflects your intent. I mean, your experience on the physical level and the real side is basically your intent, and where your intent is placed is what you'll see as cause and effect experience in creation, and what you will see on the real side in regards to the sort of experiences you have. But as I said, it's very important to keep the personal self out of it as much as possible. In other words, you don't want to be engaging the mind or the emotions just prior to bed or on the moment when you wake up. I think, as I remember, Dwayne once referred to it as, when you wake up, it's like a stone hitting a pond and obscuring the clarity of your recollection. And I found that also, the moment you wake up, you want to get into the habit of not automatically engaging the mind and emotions, which most people tend to do. The moment they wake up, they're automatically thinking about the things they've got to do in the day, or how they're going to go and watch the telly and make the coffee or whatever. But you really have to program yourself to not do that. Because the moment you wake up, your mind and emotions are not there until you decide to activate them, and you very much have to learn and get into the habit and practice of maintaining that place of no thought and emotion the moment you wake up onto the physical, because it's in that place, in that position, which is obviously your real awareness, because that is the place aside from the mind and the emotions, which is the personal self. That is the place where you're going to recollect your dream experiences most effectively. And also, as I said, what you do before you go to sleep is very important. It almost sets up the real side, as it were. And if you watch, for example, a lot of television before bed, I mean, it's almost a guarantee you will see features of that or elements of that interweaving into the real side as an example. And so very much what you do moments before you go to sleep will dictate the sort of experiences you have, and can very much make the difference between whether you are sat in your personal self or with your real awareness. As an example, I found if I read a new book or read some information or references that Dwayne has produced just prior to sleep, it's very likely that will open you up immediately to far more expansive real awareness. bolstering experiences than if you watched a load of TV before you went to sleep. And so I said, for me, it's all about ensuring that the emotions and the mind are kept at bay and aside as much as possible just prior to bed. When you and as I said, if you set yourself up that way while going to sleep, that will carry into the real side as well, and so you're less likely to be immersed in the illusionary bubbles of a projection of your personal self when you're on the real side as well. And then on waking, the same thing, and ultimately you would strive to be in the nowness of your real awareness throughout the day anyway. But as I said, for me, it's all about keeping the personal self, the mind and the emotions out of it. And sometimes when you go to write your dream experiences down, the problem is when you're going to write something down, you're activating the literal mind part of yourself. And so the trick is not to write your experience down straight away. When you first wake up and you have put your mind and emotions aside and you're in this nowness state, you'll have that'll be the point where you have your best recollection. But if you go too quickly to your notepad and start writing, you can instantly forget your dream because you've activated your mental mind. So I found a trick is to, on waking and staying in your new nowness state, aside from the mind and emotions, you will have the best point of recollection of your experience. And then the trick is to go over the experience over and over again, like replaying it over and over again in your awareness, and then write it down. I found that is a far better thing than trying to write it down straight away. So just that's a I don't know if that will help, but it certainly works for me.
Yeah, I'm blank when I do the new you before bed, and I blank basically, and I'm blank when I wake up. So I'm more with impressions. I get impressions when I wake up. So I just listen for them when I awaken. I watch for something to float in, usually from the back of my head. It comes from the back of me, somehow floats in something. It's usually every morning I get an impression of some sort. If it's not a real side experience, it's an impression. I remember Claudie, when she was with us, she used to do a lot of like ask a question before bed, like hold a question in your thoughts, something you want to know. I tried that, but it didn't work for me, because it's best for me just to be blank and listen, watch, because there's always life is always showing us something, in your own way. You'll get it, whether it's an impression or a view, an experience, a nudge, whatever it is.
Totally agree with the Kevin's technique that one needs to repeat it over and over before one writes it or whatever, or remembers it. So that kind of repeating helps me, or actually it's the only way I can remember it. And sometimes I start repeating it while the experience is still in progress, so this disturbs the experience, but I'm worrying that I would not remember it, so I start repeating. And the best way is actually to be interested in having the experience of something resolving some kind of subject which you would like to know more about or whatever. So that kind of emotional attitude toward it enhance the appearance of experience. Thanks.
Yeah, me too. I go over it, whatever I get in the morning, kind of keep looking at it, just to impress upon the mind the image or the experience. Keep flashing, keep looking at it, and then even from different viewpoints as the day goes on. So that does help. And then you will see it more differently as the day progresses.
An opportunity is available to speak with Universal Seer Dwayne the Great Writer. Create your new session with Dwayne and discuss any topic you like. Examples of discussion include personal, financial, relationships, dreams, government, 5G, GMO, chemtrails, vaccines, HARP, military, secret services, spying, conspiracy, angels, gods, fairies, ghosts, aliens, reptilians, religious, spiritual, monarchy, and anything that pertains to what you are experiencing in this creation bubble, and also the real universes of real freedom. New sessions start at 30 minutes at $1 into PayPal a minute, and can be as much time as needed. Contact me, Kevin Smith, on Facebook and YouTube. An official new presentation club is now available. The New Awareness Club. Membership to which is $1 per month. Find the link below the description of this video for the website newawarenessclub.mystrikingly.com, where you can navigate to the club forum page and join up.